I had to describe the trip in one word, it would be transformative.
Rewarding.
It was incredible.
Amazing. Enjoyable.
Since life-changing is 2 words, I won't be able to use that.
It's hyphenated, you're
Oh,
okay.
Kindness. Joyful. It was an incredible trip, and it seemed like just about everyone we ran into had joy in their lives.
I've been looking into different mission trips for a few years now, and I never went through with any of them. And when I started at Poet last September and I heard about the trip, I knew it was something I had to do.
I've seen people go on the trip year after year, heard the feedback, seen the progress of the projects, and it really interested me, and I wanted to experience it myself.
You know, when people hear that I went, they think, oh, was that with your church or somewhere else? I said, no, I work with these people. My work promotes this.
About 3 years ago, when I went to my first quarterly meeting, they talked about how their trip went in 2015, and I was enamored by everything I was learning about and set my heart on fire. I decided I needed to go.
Well, this was an easy year to choose because we went to the Kokousbee Special School for the Deaf as well as TOC. And we also got to see the farmers with the PIPS program. And my daughter was also old enough to come with me. She's 15 this year. So that was a bonus to be able to bring her along.
I was kind of nervous about going to the school for the deaf. I wasn't sure how we would be able to interact with them, not knowing any sign language, but we interacted with them so well. It was like there was not really any barrier. We found ways to work around it and talk with them, and we grew a really special bond with them in just a few days.
Jeff Broyne is always saying, Poet is here to change the world and make it a better place. And I really saw that evident in Kenya.
One of my favorite things that came out of the trip was definitely raising the money for the swing set.
There was this old dilapidated swing set that had not been used for who knows how long. The swings were all tied around the swing set. It couldn't even be used. And the whole group there, we just sat around and said, anyone who has the money to donate, go ahead and let's see what we can do.
It was really nice to watch everybody on the group get together and see that there was a need at the school and to immediately react to that.
We collected so much money that not only did we get the swing sets fixed, but we left money for other playground equipment, and we got off that bus. The next day, it was fixed and kids were swinging on it.
There's a lot of areas that may not get funded, that need funding. Things like a dining hall or a dormitory can be overlooked because of more pressing, urgent issues where those funds need to go. So Seeds of Change is able to help with those areas and fund those projects that may be neglected.
The impact that Seeds of Change is leaving in Kenya is enormous, and it's generational.
If you can shore up those farmers, if you can shore up those families, and they can afford to send their son or daughter to school, you've suddenly changed 2 lives. You've changed the lives of the farmer, and then you've also changed the life of a child who now can be educated and make their way in a world and improve their own country in their own way.
The improvements in people's economic security and food security through Mission Grow and the work done at the farms is very evident.
It impacts their lives. It sends their kids to school. It helps them purchase more land, more animals, and continue growing crops. It was amazing to see how much that impacted them.
I remember the first time I saw some of the crops back in 2014. You know, the corn was barely 3 to 4 foot tall. This year the corn towered over us.
The difference between their corn yields and their legume yields and their chicken health and the pride they have, and the fact that they have a much, much better life because they actually have enough to sell. It's pretty amazing.
At Kokousbee, a couple of the teachers told us that they wanted to start saving up their own money to go on mission trips like we're doing, to go to surrounding villages and countries and work at schools and help out other schools. And then some of the girls at TOC were telling us that once they finish school and get a good job, they want to travel the world and help girls like them.
I hate trying to sum up this trip in one word because it's just impossible. It's an amazing trip that was so encompassing and definitely had an impact on my life. I can't do it in one word, and I refuse.
go on a mission trip thinking that you're going to go help these children and you're going to better their lives, but what actually happened is they better your life and touch your life. So that was a wonderful surprise.